I guess the lights have been shining a lot brighter. Let's have a drink with the girls from the videos. I must have been through this once in my past life. I see the pitfalls, dodging them difficult.
I was just about to start editing the video, but I had to put this in because I looked up and seen how the backlash that KD was getting online. Then they was comparing it to the LeBron thing and shit. Listen, first off, the LeBron thing, LeBron joining the Heat and making a super team wasn't the bad thing. The bad thing was how he did it, where he made it a spectacle. And I understand now that he like raised money or whatever, but I would much rather you like just gave the money from your own pockets to the Boys and Girls Club rather than make it a whole TV spectacle about whether or not you're gonna return to your team. I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way and made him a villain, not him leaving. Because everybody knew he wasn't going to win in Cleveland with that roster, but he chose to leave. But it wasn't that he chose to leave, because nobody cares if you choose to leave and go to a better situation. It's when you leave and you make it like a big ass spectacle and nobody knows what's gonna happen, and then they turn on their TV to watch and they all get their heart broken at the same time. Like the way KD did it is, first off, we wasn't building a team for him to come in. He had a specific spot that was wide open for him because Harrison is leaving. Oh, specific, wide open. Our point guard sort up, shooting guard, power forward. I think we're gonna have to trade Bogut. So our center is open too. But the small forward was wide open for him. Like he literally just had to plug himself in. So I don't think it's the same thing. And either way, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, nobody tripped when the Spurs signed LaMarcus Aldridge. Nobody would have tripped if the Spurs signed KD this year too. Nobody. Nobody would trip if the Spurs signed D-Wade this year. I don't understand why people have such a problem with niggas winning. And like Stephen A was like, it's a weak move and shit. And you gotta understand, he wasn't gonna win in OKC. Like, he wasn't. It wasn't gonna happen. That roster did not gel the right way you need for it to win a championship. Like, our roster gels perfectly. Like everybody, it's like one big engine. Everything works and cooperates with each other perfectly. You know? Everything. They set screens for each other, they get backdoor passes, wide open layups, wide open shots. You know, it works all together. Now, if Harrison got all those opportunities, but he was just ass in the playoffs. So if you plug KD in there, he could just become a part of the engine, and they could just continue to work together. But now they got a better part. It's like upgrading a part in your engine. Now the engine can work better because it has a better part. It's still gonna work as a unit, but now it can work better because there's a better part in there. You know? Like, I really don't understand the backlash. I don't get it. I don't get why people have a problem with joining and trying to win a championship. Because at the end of the day, isn't that the goal for everybody? Like, I get that you want to stay on your own team and do it your own way. But when you see that that's not going to happen, are you still supposed to stay there? It's like being in a relationship and you know it's not working out. You know it's not. But you still going to stay there. For what? You just wasting your own time. And it's his prime years. This is where he's supposed to be winning the championship. He only like 28 or 27. And this is where you're supposed to be winning a championship and celebrating every season and shit like that. This is where you're supposed to be doing it. Like, I don't understand. This shit was not working out in OKC. They would get to the playoffs every year and lose. They got to the finals once, and then they let go of their sixth man in James Harden. And they definitely wasn't getting back to the finals because Serge Ibaka was never, he tried to become an offensive force and it didn't work because that's not his game. And he went away from being the defensive person that he was. Like, it wasn't gonna work. And then they traded Ibaka for Oladipo and that still wasn't gonna work. Like, you gotta understand, like, if it was in the West, I mean, if it was in the East and he transferred from like the Thunder to like the Cavs, then I understand. Because in the East, well, no, actually no, if he was on like the Wizards in the East, like he got drafted to the Wizards and he transferred to like the Cavs now. Like it's different in the East, because in the East, if you got a super team, you guarantee to go to the finals every year, right? Or if you got a big three, like a strong big three, you guarantee to go to the finals every year, like the Heat and like the Cavs now. But in the West, it's like if you try to do it on your own, you're not gonna make it, because there's only gonna be a couple teams that can make it every year. And the Thunder, every season they will barely get into that group, like barely, and they will always lose. So I don't understand the uproar and the outrage as somebody wanting to win. Like, if you're in a situation where you're not gonna win, you at a job that's not paying you enough, or it's not giving you the experience and stuff that you need, why are you still there? Like, move on to something better. I don't understand people's problem. Like, I don't get it. Even with the LeBron thing, I didn't have a problem with him joining the Heat. I didn't. It was just that, because I was a fan of LeBron at that time. And, like, the way that he went about it, when he made it a spectacle and shit, it rubbed me the wrong way. And I had to stop fucking with him after that. And I haven't fucked with him since. Like, that's the thing that I had a problem with. Like, KD, he did it the cool way. Like, he announced it, he wrote a letter to the fans and the organization, and he moved on. Like, that's all you're supposed to do. I don't get the problem. I really don't. But whatever. Whatever. I don't know if it's going to be a separate video. I don't know. But like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the KD situation. Share it if you want to. And subscribe to join the gang, because we lit. And don't forget, I ain't shit about this shit. I'm up out of here. Peace. Regardless of how niggas feel, we still got Kevin Durant. Like, you can suck my dick. But I'm about here, y'all.
They say I'm too fake. Fuck it, I'm paid. I can't even find an empty spot inside my safe. I got Cardi's on my eyes, Louis on my cage, lobster, shrimp, and calamari right here chilling on my plate. They say I'm too fake. Fuck it, I'm paid. I can't even find an empty spot inside my safe. I got Cardi's on my eyes.